What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We are getting right inside this video because we have a lot to do. First things first, I'm gonna show you the turbo because man, does it look good. Second, we got some parts in that we were waiting for to actually get the manifold on and to assemble everything else. So let's get right into it. So what we have in this package here is one extra clamp that we needed. Is this it right here? No, this can't be. So there's one extra clamp in here that we needed for the down pipe, which is going to be this one right here. This is going to be a 3-inch clamp. We needed that. And then the rest is going to be heat wrap for the pipes because, you know, there's a lot of stuff touching the pipes and we can't have that. So this is the box that we've been waiting for actually about 2 weeks or so. Because in here are some GTR parts that we had to wait for, and they were special order. But everything is finally here. Let's go ahead and see. So in here is going to be the GTR spark plugs, the map sensor, and then the oil cooler. So this is going to be the oil cooler itself. Put that down. Look at the braided lines, dude. These are huge. What the heck? Those are huge. We have the adapter for the filter. And what is this? Oh, that's going to be the bracket. Cool. And then we're gonna come down here and we have one spark plug. Hold on. Oh, maybe everything's in here. Let's see. Oh, it is. Oh, that scared me. I was like, wait. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have the very expensive map sensor. Dude, 120 bucks for this. You guys see how small this is? That's crazy. So like I explained, there's a lot to do tonight. So we have to install those spark plugs, which is kind of the reason why I didn't really want to put the manifold on all the way, just because the spark plugs right here are lined up on the side, so it makes it a little bit easier, even though the throttle body's off too. But it just makes it easier, more room to work. And this is literally just sitting on there, it's not bolted down. We're going to install the map sensor, which takes 2 seconds, it's right here. Then we're going to install the oil cooler. And in order to do that, we got to take off the intercooler because the oil cooler sits behind it, which is not going to be too hard because it's just the intercooler is just bolted on right now. But in order to install the oil cooler, we had to take off the oil filter because that's where the adapter is going to go for the oil cooler. So in order to do that, I got to drain the oil. So we're going to start up here first, and then we're going to work our way down. And then once we get the spark plugs and the map sensor installed, and we tighten the manifold back down, and then we install the oil cooler, then we'll work on wrapping these pipes and then final mounting the turbo, and then we'll probably move back and do the exhaust. So like I stated, these spark plugs are OEM GTR spark plugs. So the cool thing is this is the genuine part from Nissan itself, so I don't have to gap these. Literally just take them out of the box, install them, and that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and guess and say that these were probably the OEM spark plugs that came on the car still in the vehicle. So we got all the spark plugs installed. I went ahead and cleaned the throttle bodies too while they're already off. So we're going to go ahead and put the manifold back on. I'm going to wait to put on the charge pipes because we got to take off the intercooler anyways to install the oil cooler. Let's go ahead and install that manifold. So we got the manifold back on. Now we're gonna split off and do 2 things. So Chris is gonna be doing the oil cooler. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to wrap these pipes just because we gotta spray it with this high temperature silicone. And I really don't know how long this has to sit and dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to wrap these parts. They tell you when you wrap this that you're supposed to be fully clothed because this is fiberglass.
And what are you right now?
Partially closed.
Not fully closed.
So before wrapping this pipe, I figured I'd look up some instructions of people who've actually done it. Apparently you're supposed to take this whole wrap and put it in water. Sounds weird, I know. Don't ask questions because I don't know the answer. You're supposed to put it in water and then you'll know it's ready when it stops bubbling like it's doing now.
Because it doesn't go down right away.
Well, you're making a mess. Come over and... Oh, wait. Oh.
It's full on.
No, it's not full. It's
It's cool, bro. It ain't going down. Don't do that. It's gonna. Hold on, man. That was recorded, bro. That was nasty.
Every time I let it go down.
Look at your spit. Look at that. That's disgusting. This fool drank.
What? No, I didn't drink it. It just kind of.
Alright, it's full up.
So it took me about, I'd say about an hour to do that. Not fun. Fiberglass is no joke. Wear gloves. Make sure you cover up, wear a mask, wear eye protection, everything, because it's not fun. So we're gonna go over here. Chris was working on the oil cooler. Pretty much got it all mounted. Just running the lines for the oil cooler right now. Looks good. So we had to flip this dampener because it was right here. As you can see, it's upside down because we had to flip it because obviously it'd be in the way of the oil cooler. Yeah, we had to take off the windshield washer reservoir because it was in the way, which is good because we had to take it off anyways because the charge pipes are actually going to come right here and come off to the side. Now our only worry is, I wonder if the windshield washer light is going to come on the dash. Hopefully not. But I mean, everything is coming along. I just got to wrap these pipes. Really annoying wrapping, to be honest, but we're gonna go ahead and do the downpipe because that's the most important. So oil cooler's on. We got the lines ran. So we got to put on the intercooler so we know where to run those lines on top of the intercooler. So this is hours later. We got the oil cooler on. Let me show you guys what we had to do. Terrible. We made a mess. You know, it might not look like it because we cleaned it up. So this is the oil cooler. This is the adapter, of course, with the lines. These huge lines, barely fit. I think I'm only gonna have to get a mobile one for now on since they have like the smaller filter. But it took us a minute to figure this out because at first this was kind of sitting too low, and I didn't want it sitting low because just in case like we scrape, I don't want to mess up these braided lines and we have an oil leak. That would just be annoying. The lines go over there, then it goes up here, then it runs all the way over there underneath the intercooler, right to the oil cooler. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to put on the hot parts. That sleeve, that heat sleeve that's on that one that he moved up was actually on this one, but this one doesn't really matter because it's already really out the way. The one that he put it on is actually going to be touching the header. So not only did we heat wrap the headers, well, all the hot parts, but we also put that little heat shield over there, so it should help. So the hot parts that we wrapped with heat wrap, and then we had to coat it with this high temp silicone coating. So we have the mid pipe up there getting dried, and then we have the down pipes, and then of course the other pipes already in the car. All right, so this is the next day. Last night was absolutely crazy. So just to fill you guys in, you saw that we wrapped the hot parts. So after we wrapped them, we went and put them in. At least we tried to put them in. It is a very, very, very tight fit on this side because there's like 3 different pipes, including the headers, going in on this side. And the reason why it's so difficult is because this down pipe is 3-inch. So trying to fit 3 inches into a spot that technically is not available for a 3-inch pipe, it was a nightmare. The hardest part, I'm gonna tell you right now, was tightening that clamp right there. That was the hardest part, trying to get this V-band lined up to tighten the V-band clamp. It was terrible. So we finally got that in. We got the turbo mounted onto the headers, got the turbo blanket on, we got the turbo screen on. So everything is done. The turbo's in, it's mounted, and it's not coming out. So what we're gonna do right now, and that sounds like it's not a lot, but trust me, it took us like hours. I didn't go to put it this way, I didn't go to bed till like 5 in the morning. It took us hours trying to get everything lined up right here. So we're finally good. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna put on the oil feed line underneath the turbo. We're gonna tighten it up. We're gonna put the fitting on there. And then once we do that, I think we're gonna start putting the charge pipes on and connecting them to the intercooler. So once you tighten the fitting, it should look something like this. And what we're gonna do, because it actually goes on the bottom right there. So the turbo didn't come with hardware. So what I'm doing, because it actually fits, I'm using the old screws that I use for the fuel rails, since obviously we don't need them no more because we got the aftermarket fuel rails, they mount differently. I'm using those screws to use to mount that fitting onto the turbo. It fits, so we're gonna use it. If it fits, it sits. That's the rule. So how it's gonna work on our setup is the bottom line is gonna be for the oil drain. So this top is the oil feed, and then once it gets done, we turn the car off, whatever, and it drains back. This is what's gonna drain back to the oil pan, which is gonna go to the oil pan spacer that we bought. And then this line is gonna be the oil feed. And our setup, how we're gonna do it is we're gonna tee it with the oil pressure sensor using this guy right here. So this is gonna screw right where the sensor goes in on the side, and then we're gonna use, actually this adapter right here. This adapter is gonna go right on the bottom, and this is where our oil feed is gonna come from, which screws into the oil pressure sensor. So we got that, we're gonna figure that out later. We're gonna hook that up once we get the oil pan on. But for now, we are gonna put on these charge pipes so that we can pretty much be done with the top, and then we just have to put on the exhaust. So it's pretty easy to identify which one goes on top, because the top has a little slot for the mass airflow sensor. So it's gonna go right here. I'm pretty sure this is the passenger side too, because that's supposed to be sitting up like there. But I think we have to feed it down there first. So I got this one kind of sort of mocked up. So it goes down there, comes through the wheel well, and it hooks right there. Now there's no, well there's a top one, but that goes right in there and it connects to the turbo. This one, however, does the same exact thing. It goes right down there where the wheel well is, comes around, comes right here. There's no top one. Update, this doesn't fit, but we're not gonna worry about that right now.
I knew.
So we're gonna open the exhaust. We're gonna put this exhaust on, because we went ahead and put the exhaust that's connected to the downpipe. All of this is on. The driver's side fit, well, passenger side fits. We got that on. We're not gonna take this off until it's ready to, of course, be bagged out. But we're just gonna go ahead and put the exhaust on. See how that fits. Make sure that lines up.
What is that box?
I think this is where, whoops. I think this is where the motor is and all the wiring. Or no, this might be the tips. Yeah, those are the tips.
Alright, wait, we need bolts.
So trying to align the light so you guys can see, we have the pipe connected to the downpipe. This is gonna be the exhaust. We're gonna go ahead, this is technically called the mid pipe. We're gonna put the mid pipe up. We gotta put the new muffler on, but it's gonna line up right there.
That shit was sick with it.
Shut up. So of course, since we don't have a lift, so it's hard to film underneath here and do the work at the same time.
Go, I'm pulling it back.
Hold on, let me see if I can put you guys up here. Does it work? I think that works.
Till it falls.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't fall. So you guys can see what I'm kind of doing.
You got room?
Wait, hold on, I gotta put this on there. All right, yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
pulling it back.
Wait.
Ready?
Wait, no.
Damn, I got
Right
good
there.
aiming, bruh.
You guys remember how shiny it was when we did the unboxing? Look at that. Sheesh. Go ahead and grab it. Ooh, that's heavy. That's heavy. That looks so sick. Look at that. So again, this is gonna be from GT HAUS.
Meister Shaft.
Master Shaft. Master Chef. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. Looks good though. See
Which way
it?
does it go?
The tips are still in that box, so we gotta take
Wait,
that
the
out.
other thing is so it flips, because this shows at the bottom.
Well,
The bolts? Where's your bolts at?
them holes right here. So now that we got the muffler mounted, looks good. We're gonna go ahead and put the tips on. So these tips we got specifically for the NISMO. Apparently they have different ones. So one being NISMO, one not being NISMO. Because the NISMO tips, even the factory ones, are much bigger than a regular 370. So the tips are gonna be huge.
Bro, there's some in there.
There's popcorn in there?
Peanuts, whatever you call it.
There's some in there? No. They look good. So
You can stick them out too.
this little split that they have
Oh wait, I think it goes like that.
is going to be a GT HAUS special. Oh yeah,
You
probably.
see it right there.
Yeah, probably like right there. Yeah,
There, so you can actually read the
yeah.
name.
Well, that actually does look good. Looks good.
Look good for that price.
For real. For real. Stick it out a little bit so you can read the little what it says on the tip right there. Looks good though. So we just gotta mount these. I'll be done. All right, so this is where we're gonna stop for today. We got pretty far for the most part. So we have the turbo mounted and it is not coming off. This is the final stance of the turbo. We got the left side charge pipe on. The right side we couldn't get it on because this, basically he sent us 2 left ones. I could technically run this. We're just gonna have to go to the store and see if we can get like a coupler. It's gonna be like a 90 or like a 70 degree. If I can get, if I can find one that could like angle it to like right there, I'll be able to run this for the time being. And then I'll just wait for him to send it, which might be another year. Then we also got on the exhaust, which looks good. We didn't tighten it because as you guys know, this exhaust is valve controlled, so I do have to wire that up. So I'll do that at a later date. We just kind of wanted to make sure everything lined up with the downpipe, of course, because the exhaust and the turbo kit obviously is from 2 different people. So we wanted to make sure that everything lined up, which it did. So we just have to wire the exhaust, and then I'll be able to tighten everything. So tomorrow we're gonna work on getting the oil pan spacer on, and then we'll probably do the whole vacuum system. So we're gonna install the blow-off valve vacuum along with the wastegates and all that good stuff. So this is where I'm in today's video. Just stay tuned because there is more that needs to be done to this car. And of course, I will update you guys as we go along with the process. If you like it, give it a fat thumbs up, helps me out. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, stay safe, and stay tuned.
No flex, I done dropped a couple bands on it, brand new Rolex. I can pop a couple bands on you, girl, you know that. Once she get the poppin', I'm like, way to go. We gon' get it poppin' on the radio, turned up.